y'all, my name is Samantha, although most of you know me as Single Parents Toolbox. Today I want to talk about potty training. So go ahead and get a drink or a snack and, put me on pause. I'll wait. So, I want to start with, how do you even know that your child is ready to be potty trained? So most children need to be, all children need to be physically and emotionally ready to be potty trained. Some of the signs that they're physically ready are that they will be able to walk very well, very controlled. Also, they will be able to hold their bladder for a short amount of time. Emotionally, they will be interested in the potty. They will try to wipe themselves during diaper changes, start taking their diaper off on their own anytime it is soiled. So that is how you know that your child's ready to be potty trained. The next point I want to bring up is to start by introducing everything slowly. Okay? Start earlier on by allowing them to play with their potty chair. So, for example, this is my daughter's potty chair. Allow them to play with the lid, put toys in it. Allow them to take this off and throw it around the house, or, not throw it literally, but put it in different places of the house. Allow them to put it on their head. You could even put it on your own head. Obviously, make sure it's clean. But, put it on your own head and do a little potty dance thingy to show them, hey, there's nothing to be afraid of, kiddo. It's all good. All right? Another way that you can start introducing it slowly is to, allow them to watch as many educational videos, read them stories about the potty, have conversations about it. Allow them to follow you to the bathroom. Now, this one can get a little bit more tricky. If you're a single dad and you have a daughter, make sure, allow them to come in with you, because it's not really going to matter at this age too much and you are their parent. However, you will want to maybe allow a family member that you trust with your child, or a very close friend that is kind of like family. Allow them to follow them to the bathroom. Again, make sure it's definitely somebody that you can trust. And maybe a mother, maybe a grandmother, maybe an aunt, sister, whatever. But just make sure you're very cautious about who you choose, obviously. And, same with single moms out there. If you have a little boy, do the same thing. Obviously, again, you can let them follow you, but the more role models that we have for our children that are of the opposite sex, when we don't have that available in our home, I personally think, this is just my opinion, but I personally think that the better off that they're going to be in the future. So that is one way that you can kind of do that. And maybe at first, allow them to first master it a little bit at home where they're comfortable. And then, as time goes on, as they're doing better at it, then move on to doing it in, public restrooms and such like that. Also, you can start by, allowing them to have like 2 different little potties. So, allow them to have like the, big girl or big boy potty, have it in your living room where they're at most of the time. That way, whenever they're starting to need to go, you can put them on it right away. And then I also, I have one of these, I have one of those, obviously. And then I have one of those like potty thingies that you can put on your actual toilet seat. So that, whenever she's in the bathroom and it looks like she needs to go, or, as she gets a little bit better at this, I can put her directly on the actual toilet. And that's another reason why it's a little bit better to do it at home first, because, they're not at first going to have the ability to kind of hold themselves on a huge toilet like they'll have to do in public. So that will kind of help them get to know the routine more and to slowly work into it. The next tip I want to bring up is, remember, not every child is the same. I know, shocker, right? But children are like comparing apples to oranges. They're not the same at all, and they really can't be compared. It's just not fair to them. So along with this, you want to obviously know your child. You've been with your child for all these years. You know their ins and outs by now. You know your child. So apply that when it comes to potty training them. Also, pick up times during the day that it seems like they need to go. Maybe they need to go more like 20 minutes after they eat. Maybe, so many minutes before bedtime. And this is where routine and a day comes into play a little bit more too. Obviously, you're going to have those times where, big brother or big sister might have some kind of a, school event or an orchestra concert or a choir concert, or, XYZ might be happening where your routine's going to get interrupted. So obviously do the best you can, and it's at your own discretion. Also, keep in mind, again, not every child is the same. Some children will show signs that they need to go, like they'll go to a corner and kind of squat, or they'll make certain facial expressions where you're like, yeah, let's go to the toilet, kid. And maybe they do a little potty dance, Just, again, know your child. I know that with my two children, Akira, when he was going through like potty training, he made little grunty noises when he had to go number 2, and he also made a face. Like, you could just tell with him, you're like, yeah, kid, it's time to go. My daughter Soraya, on the other hand, she does not really make the faces or do the squatting, so she is a bit more of a challenge, but she'll get there. Another thing you can do with boys, and what I did with my son, is that, you can put little Cheerios or like Fruit Loops or something in the toilet, just like a couple of them, and you could be like, okay, kiddo, shoot for the Cheerios, and then it becomes a fun game, and they want to like try to sink down the Cheerios. The next point I want to bring up, and this is my own opinion, but do not ever, ever, ever scold your child, like ever. Now, the reason I say this, the reason I have this opinion, very strong opinion actually, is because, for one, I've taken a lot of developmental psychology, and I know there are more theories, but one theory that Freud came up is in the anal or oral fixation stage of development. And you don't want your child to be stuck in one of those stages. It doesn't create like a very healthy development or mentality for them later on. Also, if they're like traumatized, then it's going to have a negative impact on their whole entire potty training. And that is going to affect like how fast they pick up on it. It may delay like by months or maybe even years, depending on what's going on. Now, the next thing I want to bring up are some ideas, just little tidbits to kind of help you along the way. So one idea I have is to not ever buy the pull-ups. So think about, do the math. Pull-ups cost what? Anywhere between $40 to $100 a month, maybe, give or take. They're going through them like crazy, pretty much like diapers, and they're more expensive. So, or maybe they're like, $20 for a pack of like 18 or something. I don't know. Feel free to if you know how much they cost and how much they cost you a month, feel free to comment below. I would kind of love to have an idea of that, because I honestly do not really purchase them. one thing that I think is great is to just use regular kid underwear. Don't make them like the really cute kid underwear though. Make them to where they have to earn that. Like, that's what I like to do anyways. One thing, and it helped with my son Akira a lot. You know, at first you go through the regular underwear and then you say, hey, you know, if you're able to go such and such amount of time without any accidents, then mommy or daddy is going to buy you awesome big kid undies. What kind would you like? Do you want Spider-Man? Do you want Barbie? Do you want Thomas the Train? I mean, what do you want? So go with their preference. Maybe they want two different kinds. Maybe they, you know, can't pick one. Let them have both, you know. Once you think about how much money they're actually saving you by not getting pull-ups or diapers anymore for that matter, then you know what? You can totally afford it. I just purchased like some, like, I think a package of 10 for about $6, but those are not like the cute little cartoony kind. I believe those, you know, depending on what kind you get, you could probably get some at Walmart for like, I don't know, $10 for a pack of like 16 or something. I'm not really sure. If you do know, feel free to comment again below. So anyways, back to this whole thing. So give instant rewards. Okay, so like every time they actually go in the potty, maybe give them like an M&M or a Skittle or, you know, whatever you want to do. You know, again, it's your child, so you're going to know what's going to motivate them. And, you know, again, make it a big deal. They went in the potty, you know, give them a high five, give them a pound it, hug them, make a lot of noise, maybe do a little potty dance. I don't know, just make it fun, be excited, and really, really reward them because that's what they're going to love the most, more than those M&Ms. I mean, do both, of course, but you know, they're going to love that reaction. They're going to be like, oh my gosh, mom or dad are so excited and happy for me that I accomplished this. And they're proud of me. Like, you want them to know that you're proud of them. And don't be shy about it. I mean, it's your child. If somebody's there, well, you know, you guys are doing your thing. Oh, well, be you, you know. Another idea that I find helpful is, you know, if they go number 2 or something, you know, they have that little accident, then put it from the underwear into the toilet, like the big girl or big boy toilet. And then that kind of shows them, oh, that's where that's supposed to go. That kind of like helps them, you know, get used to it a little bit more. And it just helps them to process like how to do it. So, and it also gives them kind of a visualization. They're like, oh, because, you know, this is completely new to them. And think about like how things are kind of new to you at first and how you react to them and how you kind of like want to ease into it maybe a little bit. It's going to be even more that way for a child when it comes to this. Because, I mean, think about it. They go from using a diaper all the time to going in a big girl or big boy potty. It can be scary and intimidating. Which brings me, you know, to my next point. Be patient. Above all, be patient. Remember, this is new to them. How many, like, any new thing that you're learning, it takes time for you too, right? So remember that when it comes to potty training your child. Can it be stressful? Yeah, it can be stressful. But you know what? I would rather like be patient with them and help them know it's okay, because this helps with your guys' bonding as well. And it also is important for them to know that, you know, it's going to be okay. So, in conclusion, I would like to just kind of go over the main points again, which are, remember that when you know they're actually ready, They will show physical and emotional signs. We kind of went through that. Introduce everything slowly. Give them time to kind of adjust to everything. And again, not every child is the same. So keep that in mind. You know your child, what motivates them, what drives them. Remember those things. The next one again is to never ever scold your child because it could damage them. But again, that is my opinion, and we all do make mistakes. So if you do make a mistake, correct it and move on and do better the next time, okay? Again, the ideas, having a big girl or big boy potty in the living room and then having one that you put on the toilet makes a huge difference when it comes to accidents. Maybe get regular underwear and have them graduate to big kid underwear. Show them how excited you are. All those kinds of things. And again, last but definitely not least, be patient. I hope this video helped you guys out. I really have noticed how many times people have asked for advice on potty training, and so I really do hope that this helps. On a quick note, I want to mention that I am really sorry. I have not been doing, again, well on these videos. I've been really, I am a single mom. I've got all the normal stuff. Single parents pretty much have the job of two parents, and they have to have all of it together. So, there's cleaning, there's cooking, there's, taking care of them on a daily basis. And again, remember guys, I'm also going to school. I'm a college mama. So please be patient with me. I am trying to, actually, I'm not going to be editing any of my videos for a while because I want to interact with you guys more. I want to get better at being comfortable and being excited through these videos. And I just want to improve first and get to know you guys more. So I'm sorry if they're not as entertaining. I will hopefully get to that soon. I'm trying to actually, on a side note, get more patrons. I do have a patron account now. So once I get to a certain amount, I would like to, buy more equipment because the equipment I have is honestly not really cutting it when it comes to video editing. And I have already invested in a GoPro camera. I've, invested in some actual editing software, but it still is kind of a learning process for me. So please be patient with me. I am trying. And also on that note, I'm going to be starting to have videos once a week. This is my first goal. #goals. So please share, comment, like, subscribe. I would really appreciate it. Ciao, babies.